Hello friends, my name is Sunil Ranjan and I am an English teacher. Now here in this video I have come up with The Frontiers of Criticism by T.S.Eliot. So I'll give you the points, and if you write down the points or remember the points, you will be able to answer very well and score high marks in your examination. Because you get 3 hours to write all the answers, so it is not possible to write a very long answer because that takes a lot of time. So I am giving you what is necessary for you, what is required to be written in the answer sheet. So here I begin. The Frontiers of Criticism is a lecture given by T.S.Eliot at the Stadium of University of Minnesota in USA on 30th April 1956. It was printed in On Poetry and Poets, a collection of Eliot's critical essays in 1957. Now, coming to the points. The first point is boundaries of literary criticism. Now, I tell you one thing, if you write down the points and then mention, then you will be getting very good marks. And because teachers also, the professors, the lecturers also realize that the student has read very well. So, write your answers in points. It will help you score high marks in your examination. Now, coming to the first point. The first point is boundaries of literary criticism. I repeat, the first point is boundaries of literary criticism. And here I begin. Through his essay, Eliot attempts to define the boundaries of literary criticism. The essay is significant because it represents Eliot's response to the new critical perspective which had taken the academic study of literature during his lifetime by storm. It also presents an analysis of some of his poetic works. It demonstrates the progress and change in Eliot's own critical thought. So, this was the first point. Now coming to the second point. The second point is new criticism. I repeat, the second point is new criticism. Now here I go ahead. Eliot states that he failed to see why he was considered by the writers of his time as the one who gave birth to new criticism. He uses the essay as a platform to proclaim a number of principles that are quite similar to those of the new critics. The new critics held that the idea of the circumstances surrounding a work's creation was irrelevant. He pointed to the danger of assuming that there had to be only one interpretation of the poem as a whole, and it must be right. He said that there was lack of a need to evaluate the author's intention, and no importance was given to the feelings of the reader. Literary criticism had been limited to the literary work itself. So, the second point. Now the third point, undue analysis. I repeat, undue analysis. Now, Eliot takes the opportunity to discard that school of criticism. He ridicules one of the methods of new criticism, known today as close reading, that analyzes the work stanza by stanza and line by line and attempts to squeeze every drop of meaning out of it. He calls it lemon squeezer school of criticism that failed to understand the meaning of the poem. Eliot says that new criticism removes all enjoyment from a work of literature by dissecting it. He strongly asserts that enjoyment is an important component of the reading of literature. He makes no distinction between enjoyment and understanding. He does not see them as two separate activities, one emotional and the other intellectual. Now coming to the next point, and this is difference between understanding and explanation. I repeat, difference between understanding and explanation. So here I go. By mentioning other poets and their works, such as The Road to Xanadu by John Livingston and Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce, Eliot launches an analysis of his own poems. He uses the example of Finnegan's Wake in order to show the difference between explanation and understanding. Now, coming to the last point, and that is definition of literary criticism. I repeat, this is the last point, definition of literary criticism. Now, Eliot, like the new critics, points to the difference between the types of criticism. Like the new critics, he accepts the merit of such studies. He credits Coleridge with bringing other disciplines such as philosophy and psychology into the field of literary study. Eliot defines literary criticism as criticism that helps his readers understand and enjoy a work of literature. However, the argument of the essay is for a strongly individualistic criticism, as there are frequent references to the author's own works. Now here I come to the end of the explanation of this topic, the frontiers of criticism, and I tell you again, friends, if you write your answers giving points, you will definitely score higher marks than others. So if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you haven't, and if you choose to subscribe, then I promise that I'll be coming up with quality and fine videos for you from time to time. Thank you.